So 2014, the next year, Dre sells Beats by Dre to Apple and essentially becomes hip hop's first billionaire. Mm-hmm. And I guess he told you that he was going to do it like 5 years before.
I don't know when it was, but I didn't know what it was. He didn't say what it was. He said, I got a big deal. He might have been working on it. Probably took years to negotiate. So, but I guess he kind of knew or whatever. So I just like, oh, okay, cool. No big thing. Because there wasn't no money that was never mentioned or nothing like that. It was just, I guess he was working on something.
Yeah, I mean, what was it like to hear that here's this friend of yours that was in this group that was, you guys shared an apartment, you guys were the world-class wrecking crew wearing shiny suits and scraping for dollars.
Yeah.
And now he's the first rapper, hip-hop billionaire.
Yeah. I mean, I was glad for him. One of us did it because Dre wanted it more than I did. I was cool with it, just a little money or enough money to pay, but no, I was good. But that's what he, I don't know if that's what he wanted, but he wanted, he loved the music more than me. He just kept going and kept going. I stopped.
Yeah.
I quit. He just kept going and he got it. So.
Yeah. And really went down as hip hop's greatest producer.
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue there's people that people have favorites, but at the end of the day, I mean, if you just look at the family tree of it all, from NWA,
a lot came off of that.
Bone Thugs, Eminem, Snoop,
50 Cent, so much came off of that.
Kendrick Lamar, like
so much,
Game,
it's a whole bunch.
Yeah, you could just keep going forever. In terms of the West Coast, Ice Cube and West Side Connection.
Yeah.
Then you could look at Dell and the Souls of Mischief. Like that's all coming from. The nucleus
that went all the way back during the Wrecking Crew days.
So they start working on the NWA movie. You being obviously a key member, most people would think, okay, you're going to be part of the movie, you're going to be a producer, maybe an executive producer, but you were just a consultant on that film. Yeah. And I guess you were meeting with Tamika at one point, and she said like, don't expect a lot of money.
She kind of said, don't expect what you think you're going to get.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? Okay. Because I was just coming off of homeless a year and a half maybe when Universal picked up the movie. And then, then the lawyer called me and said, this is the offer. So I was like, between a rock and a bigger rock, homelessness or toughness coming up. So I had to take what they was dishing out.
Well, I guess you talked to your wife.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, see if they can give you double.
Yeah, I said, at least see if they can double it.
Yeah.
It wasn't in the budget.
They said no. And I guess they even told you that they don't actually even need you.
Yeah. I remember that like it was yesterday. He said, well, we really don't have... but they wanted to be fair and, whatever, I'm like, okay, I had no grounds. So
how small was this check? Was it 4 figures?
It was big enough for me at the time.
Okay.
That's from, having nothing just a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
I mean, me and the wife was in a 1-bedroom apartment. That's how I became homeless. That's how I became unhomeless because she had an apartment. We got married. She had an apartment.
Yeah.
That's how I got off. Did nobody help me? And then they came with the offer. So if I would have been in the high days, big pockets and all that, I ain't taking that. Nah, you can have that. But I was in between this and that. So I took it.
Well, Ice Cube's son was cast in the movie. Lil Easy's son was not. Although he did audition for it.
I didn't know he auditioned, but...
Well, he was involved. I don't know if there was an official audition, but he was...
Oh, really?
But I interviewed him. We talked about it.
Yeah, because I tell people, Little E is not an actor. He's not an actor.
But he does look like him.
He look exactly like him.
That's what I'm saying.
He sounds like him, look like him, his manner is like him.
Yeah.
But I guess they needed a real actor, but not a well-known actor, so they can...
Well, yeah, it's not like... Ice Cube's son was a seasoned actor either.
No.
But I think probably what happened was that, Cube probably put his son through acting lessons and took it seriously and everything else like that. Whereas
Lil E was supposed to do acting lessons. I don't think he did them.
Yeah.
And his daddy's part was a demanding part too. I mean, you had to really play that role.
Yeah, no, you really did. And it kind of. I remember when I interviewed Lil Easy originally, and we talked about this when he actually sat in the same chair you're sitting in. Mm-hmm. This was before Vlad TV. This was like 2007, I think.
Oh, okay.
And I actually went to his block where I think his grandparents were living.
Yeah.
And we talked about this on camera about how before the interview started, somebody handed him a pistol that he tucked into his waistband.
Oh, really?
This is all off camera. This is not him profiling, trying to look tough for the camera. No, off camera, he put a pistol in his waist. And we do the interview on the corner, and as he's doing it, he's looking around every few seconds. And I'm holding the camera going like, where the fuck am I right now? Like, where's my pistol?
You in the wrong place.
And it just was sort of like, to me, it was a little heartbreaking. I'm like, yo, this is the son of someone who is worth, in today's dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars who,
But the gun was more not because being poor or anything. It's from the neighborhood, from the gangs.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So you have to be watching shit, but that's what comes with that neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's just, Compton. That's just what it is. So it ain't nothing. He had a gun. He's looking around. You're not looking, but he's looking.
Ultimately, some of the kids are still struggling. I mean?
Oh, see, I don't know.
Yeah.
I only know.
I mean, ultimately, Tamika took control of Ruthless. She had her own child. I think he told me a story about how one day he took his kids to the doctors, and he found out at the doctors that he no longer had health insurance.
Oh,
and there was, there is a level of, I think, anger and so forth, but ultimately, when someone controls an estate,
I mean, like I said, I never talked to none of the, and little Eric is like a son to me. I took him all on the road and stuff. So, but we never talked about nothing. None of this. He's private. He don't just blab his stuff. So I don't know. I stay out of grown folks' business. I don't know.
I feel you.
I don't want to know. I don't know. I mean, whatever it is, I just back up.